Hey, what's up, boxing fans, FightHype family, once again around the world, and especially to the hardcores tonight, to the hardcore boxing fans. We had Floyd Mayweather's exhibition earlier today. He dominated an 8-round exhibition with Aaron Chalmers, but tonight we get to the IBF super lightweight title on the line between Subriel Matias of Puerto Rico and Jeremias Ponce of Argentina. But we're going through internet difficulties tonight and all, but we're actually checking in here in round one of the co-main event tonight on Showtime Championship Boxing. Alberto Palmetta of Argentina taking on Jamal James, who is still coming off that loss, around Halloween time 2021 against Butayev, the Russian fighter from Dagestan that gave him his second loss alongside Yordenis Ugas. But the tall, rangy Jamal James in the ring right now here in the co-main event at Showtime against Alberto Palmetta. Alberto Palmetta, kind of like a Mano Ginobili, really one of those Italians turned Argentinian, much shorter guy trying to cut distance against Jamal James, who's got that very active work rate here to start round one. But we'll pick up the intensity on this round by round a little bit more for main event time. But right now Jamal James, give you more of a rough outline of what's going on. James just letting his hands go a lot on the outside, but a good right hook finally by Alberto Palmetta as he steps in. James not really placing these shots, but just being active early on, not throwing get off me punches, but kind of a step above what you call get off me combinations early on, looking to keep his distance against Alberto Palmetta in round one. Palmetta starting to step in already and get a little bit closer with his power shots, with his right hook. But James is trying to stay busy and pelt him on the inside, not letting him in, letting go of some 1-2s on the outside, a lot of straight right hands. And again, James just being active with the combinations on the outside, not super accurate, but wanting to dictate range and keep Palmetta on the outside. Jamal James sometimes is a tall guy who would be willing to fight on the inside and wing his uppercuts. But after what happened with Butayev, maybe he's going back to the drawing board and really wants to make better use of his range and of his reach. And he's trying to do that in round one, having some success. But now Palmetta steps in and gets in a nice right hook to the body as well with about 45 seconds left. But what's good, chat? We don't got no comments in the chat yet, but I see about 25 of you out there. And we're just looking forward to this main event, really. I wanted to call this main event because I knew I'd go crazy. With the Subriel Matias, Jeremias Ponce, neither guy with a great defense. Both love to throw combinations and bang. So I expect to have a fun time calling this main event. So good uppercut there by Jamal James with Palmetta trying to cut that distance. Now Jamal James finishing up with a left hook to the body, trying to finish a combination up top after landing that left hook to the body, sweeps a right hand to the body, eats a little bit of a right hook by Palmetta, and then falls into the clinch. And that'll do it for round one on Showtime Championship Boxing. Got Jamal James winning that round, although he wasn't the most accurate in pelting Palmetta from a distance. But looking forward to main event time, man. That's why I hopped on tonight. I knew that the viewership wasn't going to be crazy. These aren't big names tonight on Showtime, but it's going to be a hell of a fight for that IBF strap at 140, vacated by Josh Taylor, who will look to be fighting Teofimo Lopez June 10th at the Garden. So this division is a little wide open right now. Regis Prograis picks up the WBC belt late last year, beating up Jose Zepeda. You got the IBF title up for grabs tonight. You got the WBO title held by Josh Taylor. And then you have the WBA strap up for grabs against Rolly Romero next month, in April, when he fights Alberto Cuello. So it's an open division once Josh Taylor wasn't able to hold on to all four of those belts. Yeah, Jamal James getting put into the corner now by Alberto Palmetta, into the corner in the first 20 seconds there. James trying to keep Palmetta at a distance. And again, he's active and letting go of his combinations, but not that accurate is Jamal James. And he is getting clipped at times when Palmetta steps in. He's done enough to win the round in the first round, and he's getting off busy here in round 2. But Palmetta may be buying his time and letting Django James shoot some of his shots out and then begin to step in with more accuracy. Good double jab by Jamal James, stepping over to his left. Still doesn't look fully comfortable despite his height, fighting on the outside. And just a right hook just off there by Palmetta while James and trying to punch in between Jamal James's combinations. Jamal James shooting off that jab, landing the right uppercut. Thunderlips, brother. What's up, Thunderlips? It's going to be a slow chat tonight, I think, at least until we get to main event time. Matias Ponce. And, but what's going on, Thunderlips? The chat is yours. You are the boss of the chat right now. Good uppercut there by Jamal James in the center of the ring. James just letting go of combinations, sweeping some shots to the body, being very active. And it's only a 10-round fight. It's not a full 12-rounder, so maybe he can afford to press on the gas a little bit more round to round than he would in a 12-round fight. But despite him being ahead in the second round and winning that first round as well, I still don't love the accuracy of James. Is almost like a step above get-off-me punches, letting his offense just be his defense right now. And now a left hand gets in for Palmetta in between all that combination punching at Jamal James, and that knocked James's head up. Palmetta stepping in with 50 seconds left in the second after landing that left hand. He's getting outworked on the outside by Jamal James, but accuracy-wise, there's no real edge there for Jamal James. Palmetta has actually hit him with a couple of hard left hands and right hooks in this fight. But he hasn't been as active as James, and James is outworking him still in round 2. Keeps throwing his combinations, not the most accurate, but he is touching that body, Jamal James. 20 seconds left in the second. Palmetta in that short southpaw stance out of Argentina, stepping in. Didn't get anything off there, off the 1-2. James able to slide with his shoulder there. Now Jamal James lands that jab and steps off to his left. Gets near the ropes with about 5 seconds left. Palmetta gets Jamal James into the ropes. James getting away from the right hook and then back straight away, uses his length to get away from 3 lead right hands by Palmetta to end round 2. 20-18 Jamal James. But again, Palmetta's going to have to step this up because he is landing some shots when he steps inside of that reach and the combinations of Jamal James. But he's going to have to step it up a little bit more as the fight goes on. He's getting out hustled early on, 20-18. So, What's up, Thunderlips, brother? What's up, Miles Austin? Thunderlips saying, so you think this is going to be a good one? I don't know either, dude, but I saw it on my Showtime app. Yeah, Thunderlips, I think the main event is going to be good. That's part of why I clocked in tonight to rock with the hardcores, because I do think Matias and Ponce are going to deliver an action fight. Jeremias Ponce is a tall 140-pounder. He's about 5'11", almost 6 feet. And he'll use his jab, but he doesn't really make the most of his height and his reach. And he'll bang away with Subriel Matias if what the tapes has shown us in his other fight shows up tonight. And that allows Matias to operate where he's comfortable, banging away in exchanges at mid to close range. And I think that'll cost Ponce if he doesn't make a little adjustment to his style by using his range a little bit more on the outside and his reach. If he just looks to bang with Matias, I think Matias will get the better of that fight. So I do expect it to be a war, and I do expect Matias to win this fight. But Matias has a really leaky defense. He is a beatable guy. He has been beaten once. He won the one fight he lost. He avenged by rematch by a stoppage. But he is a very leaky defense, very fun fighter on offense, combination puncher, has power. So we'll see. But Thunderlips saying, I'm gonna take your word for it. Thank you, Thunderlips. No, I think you will enjoy the main event, brother. Good straight right hand there by Jamal James. Literally 1 minute into round 3, did a nice double jab and walked Palmetta into a straight right hand. Palmetta trying to increase that pressure here. And he has landed some power shots through the first 2 rounds, but is getting out hustled. Straight right hand lands at long range from Jamal James, sitting down on that shot a little bit more. But now Palmetta comes back with a combination to James covering up top and dipping his head down low where he doesn't really see those shots when he covers up. Good left hand by Palmetta as James tried to run some uppercuts in close. Again, giving up his range. Jamal James, not all tall guys like to fight on the outside, and Jamal James is trying to stay disciplined on the outside tonight, but he likes the uppercut and finishing up with his left hook and things like that. Palmetta shooting a straight left hand and a right hook, and James with that tall frame getting underneath it, but then Palmetta gets him on the ropes and lands a little bit of a combination there to the body. Minute left in the third round. James touching with the left on the outside, lands a nice left hook after touching with the left. Shot a left hook in there, and that's what I mean. Jamal James likes to throw the left hook. He likes to throw the uppercut. He doesn't really love keeping it straight on the outside. So he looks a little awkward here trying to establish his height, and now in round 3, he's beginning to revert to what he's more comfortable with, winging uppercuts and hooks. Palmetta stepping in, getting James along the ropes. He landed a straight left hand to the body, but then James gets off the ropes after that straight left hand to the body. Ooh, James getting countered. Jamal James reaching down inside with that tall frame, landing a left hook to the body, but then Palmetta came back with a counter right hook up top. Jamal James giving up that height like he's known to do. 10 seconds left in the third. Palmetta maybe won this round. Could be 2-1, could be 3-0, Django James, and that's it in round 3. Palmetta gonna have to step it up a little bit, and he's trying to, and he nods back to his corner, but James still more active, still pelting him on the outside, but he did get caught and did begin to give up his reach there in round 3. Showtime on the replay, that double jab, straight right hand that landed for Jamal James. Hectic Nasty saying, what's up, FightHype? What's up, Hectic Nasty? Blaze1 says, wasn't Ramirez fighting Comey tonight also? It's a good question, actually. I didn't believe he was, but maybe you're right. I don't believe he is, no. Yeah, I don't believe so. I think Comey and Ramirez are fighting next month. Got me with that one. I was like, wait a minute, they're not fighting tonight, are they? Rude Dog 211 said 2-1 James. Eric Bell saying salute to FightHype platform. That's what's up, Eric. Thank you. Welcome to Trinidad saying Matias versus Ponce. That's right. That we're waiting on the main event. We're in the co-main right now. And I will pick up the level of detail for the main event. You know, I'm kind of cooling with you guys and just watching the co-main between James and Palmetta, giving you guys more of a rough outline of what's going down. Go watch UFC said Jamal James looked horrible at the weigh-in. Won't be surprised if he gasses out. Well, he has thrown a lot of punches and expended a lot of energy in the first 3 rounds. Here he is in round 4, still keeping Palmetta on the outside. Palmetta trying to be more efficient and economical with his punch output, trying to just pick his spots to step in those long arms of Jamal James and the constant activity of Jamal James, and then pick him with power shots and accuracy. And he did just that a moment ago here in round 4, stepped in with an accurate straight left hand, and then he pinned Jamal James in the corner, and James able to get away from the next 2 power shots, the right hook and the straight left hand. But James is getting touched. Palmetta not active enough, but more accurate than Jamal James. James touching him with the right hand to the body and getting that tall frame underneath the right hook still. James touching with the straight right hand, touching with the jab, stepping off to his left halfway in the 4th, still being busy, throwing 2, 3, 4 punch combinations, you know, very consistently, often banging away at the gloves, sometimes finishing up at the body. Now Palmetta steps in halfway through the round with a little more accuracy than Jamal James, making James move back in a straight line. James taking some of the heat off the punch by moving back in a straight line, but still getting his head knocked up a little bit there by some of the shots of Palmetta. Minute left in the 4th. And Dejan French. What's up, Dejan? Good to see you, man. Palmetta moving, but he's searching for the spots right now. Yeah, he's trying to pick his spots. And he's got a lot of fight left. We're only in the 4th. And this guy's expended a lot of movement and a lot of punch output. So maybe Palmetta wise, you know, not overextended. But, ooh, nice straight right hand by Jamal James. And then a 1-2 down the pipe, too. Little over 40 seconds left in the 4th after that by James. James clinching off the ropes, 30 seconds left in the fourth. James working that jab twice, steps over to his left. Palmetta trying to shoot over the top with that southpaw right hand. James letting his hands go in combination and then kind of falling into Palmetta again. Not very accurate by Jamal James, but busy on the outside, making his offense his defense tonight is Jamal James. Palmetta stepping in with about 10 seconds left. Double jab, left hand along the ropes, but James gets his right glove up to block the left hand that time, and that is a Jamal James round. Not enough activity from Palmetta, who, despite not throwing a lot of punches, still takes some deep breaths going back to his corner. Not a great sign, but he has a top trainer, Ismail Salas, in his corner, and they'll have to make some adjustments here and pick up the pace. This looks like it should be about 3 rounds to 1 for Jamal James right now. Jet of Oz says that bullshit Mayweather poster. I had much better posters. These are just the ones that have survived from when I moved from my apartment years ago. I had a lot of fight posters. This is just one I got. Just to keep. I liked I had a Mayweather Gotti poster that was a lot cooler, but that's long gone. De La Hoya Gotti. Still got Pacquiao, Cotto, Taylor, Jermaine Taylor versus Bernard Hopkins, Mayweather, Mosley, out of frame, Ali Liston, Salvador Sanchez, Wilfredo Gomez, Morales Barrera. Let's see. Dejan French said gassing out. We'll see. Young Ohio, good to see you again. Young Ohio says, can't wait for tomorrow, Team Fury. I got Jake Paul in that fight, but I really look forward to commentating it for all you guys. That's going to be a fun live to do with everybody. And if Tommy Fury wins that fight, I'm going to finish the live by playing Undisputed with Tyson Fury. Straight right hand, about 30 seconds into the 5th round, landed really good by Jamal James at long range in the center of the ring, and then he stepped into that straight right hand, landed it with some snap on it that time. Palmetta trying to step in and close some distance, eats the jab by Jamal James. James back in the center of the ring, lets that jab out again, measuring with the lead left hand, throws the jab out there again, falling short with it, but keeping Palmetta preoccupied on the outside and not letting him step in. And that's using his offense as defense. Nice straight right hand again by Jamal James in the center of the ring. Now he sweeps the right hand to the body, tries to dig to the body one too many times and gets caught by a left hand there by Palmetta on the inside. That's Jamal James, the tall guy, staying in there a little bit more than he needs to sometimes. Straight left hand lands for Palmetta in between Jamal James, trying to set up a straight right hand off his own double jab. Halfway through the 5th, this is another Jamal James round, though. He's outworking and out-punching Palmetta. Another straight right hand lands in the center of the ring for Jamal James. He's finding something with the straight right hand here. Jabbed. Another jab by Jamal James. Straight right hand blocked, but keeping punches in the face constantly of Palmetta, not allowing him to cut range. Now Palmetta does cut that range, throws a straight left to the body and a right hook to the body, but can't get up top. Now he throws a looping left hand up top, and that actually made James pick his hands up and have to eat a right hook to the body. Good changing levels with those 2 punches by Palmetta. He'll need more of that. James giving up his height, stepping in with a left hook to the body, then gives a straight right hand as Palmetta backs out of range. Double jab sets up a sweeping right hand for Jamal James. 40 seconds left in the 5th round. Another straight right hand lands for Jamal James off a double touch jab. 30 seconds left in the 5th. Nice right hand to the body for Jamal James. Palmetta complaining it was low. James forced into the corner with 10 seconds left. Slips underneath the combinations of Palmetta. Palmetta not able to nail him that time. James just off with a counter right uppercut, allowing Palmetta to step in behind a double jab and try to pivot his foot and walk him into the right uppercut. But that'll do it for round 5. That's a Jamal James round. Alberto Palmetta is going to have to step up his work rate, take more chances. Through the first half, Jamal James is ahead. Danny, 12460, shout out to you, brother. Thanks for liking the channel. Marvelous Herb, good to see you, brother. saying problem child. Yeah, I got Jake tomorrow too. Think he wins that fight. Milton Doby saying Palmetta needs to force the action more, cut the ring off and let his hands go. I agree. Easier said than done. And Jamal James is using his offense as defense right now. But, you know, him constantly opening up, that gives you opportunities to punch in between his punches too. And you can't keep waiting for the perfect opportunity if you're Palmetta. And the guy's starting to pelt you on the outside anyway. So you're eating shots. So, you know, start punching when he punches as well. And we'll see if Palmetta does that in the second half of the fight. We're in the second half now of this welterweight fight. Jamal James, to my eyes, ahead 49-46. Here we go. And James, again, just staying busy. Oh, again, just a notch or two above what you would call get off me punches, but it's working. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Nice left hook to the body by Jamal James, set up off of touching shots up top. James sometimes turning his back a little bit to Palmetta. Not professional stuff there, but... And Showtime has this fight the exact same way I have it. The great Steve Farhood, 49-46. James, that's how I see it. Game recognized game, Steve Farhood. James... you know, just measuring with the jab, keeping it in Palmetta's face, not landing it. And then Palmetta getting his hands up to block a lot of these combinations. But James finishing up to the body nicely sometimes sneaking that straight right hand in through the guard. Nice 1-2-3 by Jamal James. The 1 and the 2 didn't get in, but that left hook, the 3 gets in at long range. James continuing just to let his hands go and let his offense be his defense tonight. Palmetta looking a little frustrated by the expression on his face, and the constant output of Jamal James is forcing Palmetta to keep his hands at home, and he needs to punch when Jamal James is punching. Needs to risk getting caught in the exchanges so he can land something in the exchanges. Because right now, Jamal James, in a 10-round fight, Jamal James is throwing 400 punches right now through 5 rounds, almost about 5.5 rounds. So that's over, it's about a 75 punch per round pace right now that Jamal James is throwing. And Palmetta just can't find the spot, in between this output. Straight right hand lands for Jamal James. Palmetta missing with a right hook. James getting off 2-3 shots, lands the right uppercut as Palmetta stays in front of him with the high guard and tries to land something, getting outworked. He misses with the sweeping left hand. Jamal James awkwardly dipping underneath below it. Straight right hand lands for Jamal James, over 30 seconds. Ooh, nice right hook lands for Palmetta as Jamal James tried to sweep the right hand around the guard, but Palmetta, that's not enough for him. By the constant output of Jamal James. And James looks like he'll be able to sustain this pace for another 4 rounds after this. Not accurate by Jamal James, but a constant output, good conditioning, good right hand to the body lands for Jamal James there off the combinations. And it'll be interesting to see where his punch count finishes by the end of the 10 rounds. Palmetta finishes with James along the ropes, but can't make him pay with anything. And that's another Jamal James round, 5-1. Milton Doobie saying, bless you too, my man. Thanks for being here. Danny 12460. I will definitely be calling the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight tomorrow. Irvin saying, do you think the main event there could be an upset? I definitely think there could be an upset. Matias is beatable. He's been beaten before by a less than championship caliber opponent. He avenged that loss, but he has a very leaky defense. And sometimes it's almost like he doesn't finish up with his punches. He's ready to throw the 3rd and the 4th punch before he fully put his body weight into the previous punch. And it doesn't really matter. He hurts guys with arm punches, Subriel Matias. But he's very beatable. And Ponce is a big guy at 140, at 5'11". He could, that size and attrition could wear Matias down. It's going to be a war. I got Matias, but the underdog could definitely pull it off. 140 division is heating up, says Marvelous Irv. Yeah, maybe put a bet in, Irvin. I mean, if not nothing you don't mind parting with, I think Matias is going to win. But if you're looking to bet on the underdog, Ponce might be worth the money. Milton Doobie Palmetta has no chance if he continues to stand at a distance. He needs to get in his chest, says Milton Doby. Absolutely. What's up? It's my money. Good to see you in the chat. Chat starting to heat up a little bit. And let's see if this fight heats up, because right now the story of this Jamal James fight is his offense is his defense, his constant output, keeping his hands in the face of Palmetta, is not allowing Palmetta to step into the range where he can, the shorter southpaw, where he can be effective. And, just constant work rate by Jamal James, who doesn't look like he's going to slow down off conditioning. Palmetta's going to have to start to nail him with some shots, and he's not. The fight is definitely getting away from him. Nice jab by Jamal James. Another nice jab. Sets up a straight right hand. Now he sweeps a right hand to the body, and Palmetta tries to come back with a left hand up top, but Jamal James awkwardly just pulls back and gets away from it with that tall frame. Minute 40 left in the 7th here. They get into a clinch center ring. Ref breaks them apart. Another jab lands for Jamal James. Sets up a right hand and then a nice straight right hand, and he finishes up with 2 body shots. Jamal thinks he got his attention with that right hand. James following up that right hand with more combinations. Misses the left hook, but sweeps the right hand 3 or 4 times and lands it. Finally, Palmetta returns fire. Palmetta pinning James along the ropes now, but can't make him pay for it. He dips away from shots awkwardly, but it works. But that was a good moment for Jamal James, landing that right hand and following it up with combinations there in the 7th. Palmetta coming in with a sweeping left hand that gets a little bit around the right hand of Jamal James, and he dips in a right hook to the body. Jamal James, though, comes back with a sweeping right hand to the body in close. Left hook to the body by the tall Jamal James in close lands, and he just keeps throwing punches with Palmetta staying right in front of him, waiting for the perfect right hook to throw with the left hand, but he just has to let his hands go, and he won't the way he needs to. Now he gets a right hook to the body with 30 seconds left. Jamal James along the ropes, dipping away from the headshots up top, and then he returns fire up top. Palmetta not getting off, is frustrated, can't find the accuracy in close now. Oh, nice left hook on the inside in the combinations. Now a left hand lands for Palmetta as well, but not enough accuracy by Palmetta when he pinned Jamal James along the ropes. Jamal James not keeping his eyes up, but dipping underneath the shots anyways and keeping his hands up, and that's another Jamal James round. It ain't really pretty, the style of Jamal James tonight, but it's working, and he's ahead. Well ahead. Looking ahead to the main event, Rowit29 said Ponce is going to lose this fight and he's going to gas out. Marvelous Irv keeps putting up the trash can. Marvelous Irv says, Taylor Lopez, was that a trash can you put up, Marvelous Irv? The emoji? Where's this fight at? Asks, who is that? Pablo? That fight is in the Armory in Minnesota. Out there in cold-ass Minnesota. Yeah, peekaboo style, yes, by Palmetta, but not working. And he was accurate in these earlier rounds, and then all of a sudden with Jamal James along the ropes, the accuracy just escaped him. Jamal James not keeping his eyes up, but just dipping his head down, dipping his head around, and getting underneath shots. And, able to get away from the offense of Palmetta there. Here we are in round 8 now. Oh, nice right hook 10 seconds into the round by Palmetta. Snapping Jamal James in between Jamal James's punches with a right hook. But it's only one punch here and there for Palmetta, and it's not nearly enough to offset the constant work rate of Jamal James. I'll be interested to see those punch stats come out again. Charlo versus Benavidez, who's better? Asked Gerald Draymond. Benavidez. Charlo has been inactive. He's fought subpar competition outside of Derevianchenko since he beat, J-Rock Williams in late 2016. So, and he's never fought at 168. So right now, I definitely would favor David Benavidez over Jamal Charlo. Milton Doby saying, nice right hook there by Palmetta, a little under about a minute into the 8th round. But Milton Doby, who's been giving good analysis in the chat all night, says Jamal James jumps into the phone booth and lets his hands go. James round defensively. Yeah, definitely. But it's not pretty. He doesn't make the most of his height, and he's not a withering, tall inside fighter like a Fundura or some other tall guys on the inside, but he is a busy fighter tonight and is just pelting Palmetta with constant combinations. Some of them splitting the guard, some of them grazing, some of them just hitting the guard, but constant work rate from Jamal James is in complete control of well, not complete control. He's still getting hit here and there, but in control of the fight, definitely. Nice right hand by Palmetta. More like a jab, knocks up the head of Jamal James, and then he gets in a right hook to the body, but it's few and far between the constant work rate of Jamal James, who's definitely going to wind up throwing about 80 punches around tonight. If I was calling each and every shot James is throwing, I'd be calling punches constantly. So, and I will do that for the main event, but I'm saving some of the voice for main event time. We're just kind of cooling during this co-main. Palmetta on the inside here with 30 seconds left, lands a left uppercut. James still getting underneath a lot of these shots, though. And it's awkward to see a big, tall, lanky guy like that bend down to get away from shots, and that cost him against a guy like Butayev. But Palmetta, not as good as Butayev, not taking advantage of that tonight. 10 seconds left in the round. And Jamal James doesn't have the best body language either when he fights. Even right now, while he's in control and winning almost every round, he still just is got a frail body language to him sometimes. It's not imposing like he's in control of the fight, but he is in control of the fight. And 2 rounds away from winning what might be a wide unanimous decision here. Marvelous Herb says, hopefully the chat heats up. Last night was dope. Yeah, it was dope, man. That was a really good live stream. Marvelous, if it's not dope tonight, if it's a little stale because it's only the hardcores in here, it's going to be popping tomorrow on the Tommy Fury stream. I look forward to seeing how much energy we can get for tomorrow. Let me see. Sakago K says, do I think Makabu versus Badu Jack is going to be entertaining? I do think so. Makabu's an older guy who's not going to use a whole lot of movement. And Badu Jack is a come forward, blue-collar kind of fighter who, at his best is active, throws his combinations to the body and to the head, and is a busy guy, who's not afraid of exchanging in there. So I think Badu Jack and Makabu will be a good fight. And I think Badu Jack will win the fight. Makabu, a lot of people felt lost his last fight down there in Ohio on the Don King card. And a lot of people look at Makabu as a weak champion. And Badu Jack, at 40 years old, maybe past his best days, but he was considered a good champion at 168. And, arguably should have beat Adonis Stevenson to become lineal at 175. So I do think Badu Jack will solidify not a Hall of Fame career, but a very good career should he get a win over Makabu tomorrow in that co-main event. Rowit29 says, do I watch UFC? No, I don't. What's up, Happy Javier? Silverstream 2011. Salute to you too, my man. Milton Doobie, still with the analysis in the chat, says Alberto Palmetta keeps his chin way too high. Against either Spencer Bud, he gets destroyed. Well, both of these guys get destroyed against Spencer Bud. Jamal James is a Minnesota guy, so he's a local guy, and he's still probably got some fights on his contract with PBC, so it makes sense to put him on a Minnesota card here tonight. Sweeping right hand got Palmetta's attention a moment ago, and he nodded as if to say it got his attention. Jamal James halfway through the ninth trying to follow up on that sweeping right hand with combinations. And but Palmetta looks like he's regained himself, but he did buzz him with a sweeping right hand there about halfway through this ninth round for Jamal James. So James is on his way to a unanimous decision here. Ooh, still taking some chances in these exchanges, and Palmetta getting in a right hook up top when Jamal James swept the right hand of the body. But except for the occasional right hook and maybe left hand here and there for Palmetta, he's been, the fight has gotten away from him. He's been outworked, outpunched, outlanded by Jamal James. So 45 seconds left in the ninth. James letting those punches go on the inside, and then he finishes up by giving away his height on the inside. But Palmetta not making him pay there. .25 seconds left. Another round. Fight definitely is taking a pattern. Jamal James using his offense, his defense, really constant work rate on the outside. Some of the shots landing, some of them not. The occasional straight right hand or sweeping right hand having a real effect on Palmetta here and there, buzzing him a little bit, but not really hurting him. Palmetta letting go of a combination in the corner in the last 10 seconds, but very inaccurate. And Jamal James actually stuck a nice right hand to the pit of the body that got a little reaction from Palmetta. And that'll do it for round 9 as we head into round 10 now. The Blind Bomber saying, loving the commentary, tuning in from the UK. Thanks, shout out to the UK, brother. You'll enjoy it more for main event time. You know, we're just kind of chilling for this one. It's My Money said, biting on his fingers. Why, were you taking Palmetta? Did you lay some money on Palmetta? It's My Money? Yeah, Jamal got this though, man. Sakago K said, you can make a good boxing TV commentator, dude. Listening in Uganda. It's warm here. Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that, man. You know, hopefully one day your boy will, earn those kind of opportunities. But for right now, I'm on the biggest boxing channel, on the internet. And so that's that works too. So, but I appreciate that, man. I hope to get to the top myself. Here we go. Jamal James looking to get back to the top of the welterweight division, get himself back in the title picture. And he's about to pick up this W tonight. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in this fight, left in the 10th round. And all night, fights taking a pattern. Jamal James been busy on the outside, pelting Palmetta on the outside. Palmetta not able to step in. And down the stretch when he has been able to step in and James has had to take the occasional break, James able to dip underneath most of the shots and Palmetta not able to make him pay with anything. He has knocked Jamal James up with the occasional right hook, the occasional left hand here. But other than that, the constant work rate and combination punching of Jamal James has carried this fight. So I still can't look at James in this fight and look at him as any real threat to any of the champions at welterweight. But boxing, needs several guys in the division to have depth for prospects coming up, for top fighters looking to stay busy. And Jamal James, remains in the top 10 or fringe top, or a fringe top 10 welterweight, getting back with a W tonight against Alberto Palmetta. Let's see here. Town Business saying, shout out to the homie Sean. It's good to see you, Town Business. My man out of the Bay, right? Good to see you, man. Hope to see you at Plant Benavides. That is you, right, my brother? Oh, yep, that's him. Town Business saying, shout out to Sean for helping me when I got covered, started covered. But I'm not sure what I did, man. That was all you. I just recall you showing up at fights and doing your thing. But if I helped somewhere along the way, that's pretty dope. Thank you, man. I do remember me and Town Business, though, in the media room late after April when Shakur Stevenson beat Oscar Valdez, and me and Town Business were saying, the one thing Shakur Stevenson's missing is he needs to come out to Redman, coming from New Jersey. But the youngin', he doesn't know nothing about Redman. I'm sure he doesn't. I tried to tag Shakur on Twitter. He probably ignored that. But me and Town Business are in agreement as maybe the older heads that Shakur Stevenson, great fighter, but the one thing he's lacking, where's that Redman ring entrance, man? We were saying maybe he should come out to The Goodness. Maybe he should come out to Time for Some Action. I don't know, but he should come out to Redman. Thunder Lips, appreciate the praise, my man. Baby Joker's 2022 tax filing saying, love your commentary while watching the fight. James putting it on him like the IRS is putting it on my dad. I'm sorry to hear that. Damn. Baby Joker. And that'll do it for the 10th. I didn't call much of the action there in the 10th because the fight was a foregone conclusion by that point. Palmetta, too little too late, trying to explode with some combinations, pinning James in the corner here and there. And the rare The rare lopsided L coming in the corner of Ishmael Salas tonight. Salas, one of the best trainers in the sport, but it was Jamal James tonight that gets the dub, it looks like. John Boyce, my man, with the $5. Thank you, my brother. Saying, for my favorite guy on the Sean Porter podcast, I stopped watching when you left. I will be back on Sean's again, man. I love Sean and my guys on the Porter Way. So don't think it's a wrap there, but just doing our thing right now on FightHype. And thank you so much, John, for the 5, my man. Rude Dog 211 saying Muddy Waters was a great album. It is a great album. Muddy Waters is my favorite Redman album, along with What the album. And I actually got to listen to Dare is the Dark Side. I just listened to it a little bit and I like it, but some people swear by it. Redman hates that album because he said he was so fucked up on drugs he doesn't even remember recording it. But and we're gonna get back to the boxing. Right now, we're just awaiting the Jamal James unanimous decision verdict, and then we're really gonna tighten up for the main event and really call the action. But just to continue on my man Redman for a second, Muddy Waters is a great album, Rude Dog, and to be quite honest, I know there's The Chronic by Dr. Dre and everything, but I think Muddy Waters is the all-time weed-smoking album. It's a vibe. You know, sitting in the office on a chill day without worries, and you put on Muddy Waters, that murky, East Coast funky sound, that chill vibe, and Redman just spitting bars after bars that are fire. Muddy Waters is the... some people, it's like the weed movie of albums. It's like the Cheech and Chong movie of albums. I don't know, what is the best weed movie? Pineapple Express and How High, and yeah, but Muddy Waters is great, and it's a super chill album. It's like comfort food. It's like a bowl of pasta. When I just need something to put me at ease, Muddy Waters always hits the spot. So now we're just waiting for this final decision verdict. I know I went off track there talking about Redman, but I saw Town Business in the chat, and then I went back to our conversation about Shakur Stevenson because that's the last time I seen him. So, yeah, It's My Money said got to listen to it now for real. Yeah. It's a classic from beginning to end. Super chill. You gotta smoke to that album. Jamal James gets the unanimous decision. It's official now. Classy guy, Jamal James, and if he's watching this, he probably hates me a little. Not hates me because he's such a good guy. He probably isn't like that. But he probably dislikes that he dominated this fight, and all I talked about is he gives up his height, he does this, he does that. But Jamal James is a dog, and he improves to 28-2, and is always been a dog, always been a classy fighter, always been a tough fighter and a game fighter. Just an awkward style to watch a little bit. That's all. But he's made it work for him in his career. And he remains in the picture, welterweight. Still, he could work his way back to a title shot. He was right there on the brink of fighting your Dennis Ugas in a rematch to getting in the mix for the WBA title, and he fell just a little short in an eliminator against Ratza Butayev. But shout out to Jamal James, man, a class act, a tough fighter, a game fighter, an active fighter, a guy that's gonna let his hands go every fight and never stink the place out. And, he gets a dub back at the welterweight division. So, Fly King Sting says, Doc's the Name album. Doc's the Name is, it's got some good songs. I got to listen to that album again, but I don't remember loving that album front to back. I just remember loving the singles, The Goodness and I'll Be That. But I didn't love it front to back the way I loved Muddy Waters and What the album. So, King Booker? What's up, King Booker? You a Booker T fan? Who you got, Jake Paul or Tommy Fury? I got Jake Paul tomorrow. Because he has a little bit more tenacity and confidence than Tommy Fury does. And even though Tommy Fury has better hand speed than Jake Paul, got a better jab than Jake Paul, got better feet than Jake Paul commits to his right hand. He sits down on it more like a professional than Tommy Fury, who still has a lot of amateur traits. He relies on just his feet and pulls straight away from shots. And the way, and he's kind of athletic, and that's what I mean. He has fast feet and a fast jab, and he's able to get in and out of range, but he does it with his hands down sometimes, and that right hand can come crashing in on him. And Jake Paul, to his credit, ate a right hand against Tyrone Woodley in the first fight, ate some got pieced up by Anderson Silva in a couple rounds. He's taking some shots, and Tommy Fury still fights like a guy that's kind of afraid of getting hit. I do think he could be the better boxer than Jake Paul. I think he's, again, got the better jab, better hand speed, but Jake Paul shows a little more tenacity than him. And, you know, as much as Jake Paul's competition has been, you know, whatever, the Anderson Silva fight, the fact that Silva beat Chavez Jr., you know, who reportedly is going through substance problems and is so past his prime, it's not even funny. But still, the fact that Silva was able to stop a 50-plus win fight veteran and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and then Jake Paul was able to beat him, that's the best win between the two of them. So, yeah, just based on the things I'm saying, I expect Jake to win. You know, I am a boxing purist at the end of the day, and I don't love the Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton route to fame that, you know, Jake Paul has admitted he's done. He says, fuck it, call us the Kardashians. I called him a Kardashian before he called himself a Kardashian, so he co-signed it. And, you know, so, I mean, it'd be cool to see Tommy Fury win, but I'm not a hater. Jake Paul, to me, looks like I give him the edge to win the fight, and I still give him credit for being a dog and working hard in the gym and sparring professionals and working on the craft. I'm just not a fan of the beast, you know, of the beast that places certain people as idols for people to be famous, to promote a certain kind of energy. And to get deep with it, he talks about higher spiritual forces guiding his career. You know, he likes to rock the black and white on his avatar on social media. You know, maybe that's about masonry or whatever. I'll stop there, but I expect him to win the fight, you know, and I do give him credit for all the hard work that he does. And I do look forward to calling the fight tomorrow, you know, here on FightHype. But Jamal James won 98-92 on 2 cards, 99-91 on 1 card. Perfect scores there. And let's get ready for a war here between Subriel Matias and Jeremias Ponce. Danny 12460 saying, not gonna lie, I think Fury beats Paul. We'll see. Dr. Dre had 2 songs on it. Red Man, A Beast with Bars. Oh, did he, Danny? On Docs the Name? I gotta listen to the 2 Dr. Dre tracks then. I'll go back just to listen to the 2 Dr. Dre tracks on Docs the Name. That's when Dr. Dre was like working with CR said, what the fuck, ha ha ha, masonry. And I don't mean, you know, normal ass Freemason. I mean, you know, I mean the shit. But if you know, you know. But what was I saying? Yeah, that's what Dr. Dre was on Docs the Name. That's when Dr. Dre was like working with The Firm and Foxy and AZ and Nas and was kind of dipping his toe on the East Coast. He was supposed to finish an album with Rakim around that time. And then he kind of said, fuck this shit. I'm just going to do Aftermath. And he gets 50 Cent and Eminem in the game. And it was the millennium of Aftermath, and there was nothing after that. So he took 1 more platinum plaque and said, fuck rap, and said we can have it back. But just killing a little time here before Matias Ponce. They're going up to my guy, Brian Custer, for Showtime in between fights. Looks like they might have a feature or 2 on the main event fighters before we get to, but it's pretty packed at the Armory in Minnesota. Oh, we're up to 100 now, chat. That's how you know it's almost main event time. We officially got 100 people in the chat. Now, you guys can play this song if you'd like, but I think Jake Paul deserves an official victory song. And for those of you in the chat, the official victory song tomorrow, if Jake Paul wins, and I can't play it because we'll get copyrighted, is Kanye West and Pusha T, the song Runaway. If you would like, so I don't get copyright, play the chorus at home. And I think that's the perfect victory song for Jake Paul every time he wins a fight. So you lovely viewers with me at home, go ahead and check out Runaway by Kanye and Pusha T. And that is on the FightHype Live. That is the official Jake Paul victory song. Which, you know, come on, man, it's Kanye West. It's really not a diss. In terms of, you know, success he had and all that. So Brian Custer's still talking, and now we're just waiting for main event time. I want to thank the hardcores for rocking with me tonight. For Matias Ponce. By the way, who's everybody got? Matias or Ponce? I got Matias. Matias dipping underneath, wearing like a ski mask. Keeps dipping underneath and coming with the left hook on the mitts. Now he's dipping underneath and sweeping a right hand, like a right hook out of the orthodox stance on the mitts in the back. And yeah, he's got the ski mask on. And he's got Felix Trinidad and McWilliams Arroyo on his shirt. Felix Trinidad on the front, McWilliams Arroyo on the back, repping Puerto Rico tonight. Let's see. Salute T-Smack. The effective one says, I got James. Yeah, the effective one, James got that. Yeah, he won that easy. Well, not easy, actually. I mean, he won easy in terms of the scoring, 9 rounds to 1, 8 rounds to 2, but, it was still a physical fight for him, letting go of all those punches, Palmetta coming forward constantly, but yeah, he did his thing and got that. Milton Dobie saying, man, I really hope Paramount doesn't pull the plug on boxing telecast. Ain't looking good financially for PBC right now. Pray, everybody. Yeah, a lot of rumors going around, and we can only wait and see what the fallout is. I imagine getting fights like Plant and Benavidez, and especially Ryan and Tank done, will help things going forward for Showtime PBC. But we just never know what the future holds. Showtime could be here for the next 20 years. It could be moved to Paramount by the end of the year, and Showtime boxing becomes boxing on Paramount. You never know. So I don't really love the move overseas for boxing. As an American, obviously covering the sport, I want the sport to always have center stage in the United States, here in Las Vegas. Las Vegas, New York, Los Angeles, Texas, but the United States has neglected boxing for a few decades now in favor of other sports, in favor of other entertainment. And I can't honestly, I can't, it's a little, it makes me have to accept it on a level that so many of these big fights are going shipped off. You got great young American fighters like Devin Haney talking about, well, I hope the fight's in Saudi Arabia actually instead of Las Vegas. And I understand part of why Devin says that is he's a Muslim, and that's obviously a Muslim country, but it's still a shame that the American champion who had to win his belts overseas still wants his next fight to be overseas, and that doesn't reflect well on boxing in the United States. You could point a lot of fingers. You could point to the powers that be. You could point to us in the media. You could point to the fighters themselves, and you could. But the facts is that ratings and numbers have dropped over the last couple of years, and that opens the door for these powers that be in the Middle East and in Europe to take boxing and bring it on over there. And that's not really what I want to see happen. So, but we will see. They want that bag, says Marvelous Herb. Indeed, they do. And the Middle East, they call it sports washing, right? And that's partly what they want to do. So what's your Thunderlips, my bad, man, I know you asked this a few times, said what's your thoughts on Adrian Broner, Sean? I mean, I don't think about Adrian Broner much in the last several years. I once had an interview with my man, True School Sports, back in 2017. If you guys want to look it up, and it was called "Why Adrian Broner Will Never Be an Elite Fighter Again." I think you could just search my name and it'll come up in the results from I had long hair and I was chubbier, but I said then, because it was after the Adrian Granados fight, and what I saw that was too troubling in that, a nice right hand in the dressing room by Jeremias Ponce. Ponce throwing his shots on the mitts with some snap on him. But what I saw in that fight was that Adrian's athletic gifts had eroded. And so that to me was the ship had sailed moment. And ever since that fight, heading into the Pacquiao fight, heading into other fights, people have said, if Broner takes everything serious, leaves no stone unturned, he could do X, Y, and Z. And I felt any talk of that, like Zab Judah back in the day. Zab Judah, after he lost to Floyd and Cotto, that was the wrap. He lost a lot of fights after that. But the last time you really saw a prime Zab Judah was really the Floyd fight. And he had a couple of moments with his left hand against Cotto. But the real last time you saw a prime Zab was against Floyd. And to me, the last time I saw Adrian really have his athletic gifts with him was Mikey Garcia. And he was ready for that fight. His body was ready to perform. And, he felt the power of Garcia early along the ropes when Garcia would hit him in the body and he shelled up like Adrian could tend to do. He wouldn't let his hands go. But back in 2017 in that Granados fight is when I saw the gifts start to erode. And so once his gifts started to erode, I said, that's where the ship sails, But Broner in his prime, he moved up in weight too quick because he could have had a really hell of a run at 135, and he could have been very good at 140 too. I wish he could have fought Danny Garcia at 140 when they were both undefeated around the time of the Matisse fight for Danny and the Maidana fight for Adrian, but it didn't happen. That would have been a great fight at Barclays. That's one that got away from us 10 years ago, was an undefeated Danny against an undefeated Adrian in the Barclays. And I think Adrian, his best performance, and it's one of the best performances I ever covered ringside, is when he beat up Antonio DeMarco for the WBC lightweight title. That was the night he shined the brightest. And Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins were saying he was the next great fighter in boxing, and everyone believed it. Nobody rolled their eyes in the media that night at Atlantic City. I was there. It was special. But little did we know that was the most special it was ever going to get for Adrian. So that's my thoughts on Adrian Broner. He could have been a hell of a lightweight, probably a hell of a 140-pounder too, but he moved up quickly, wanted the big money, moved up to Maidana, wanted to hurry up and get to pay-per-view fights. And Maidana beat him, and he was never really the same after that. And the last time I saw him really look like himself was the shape he got into for the Mikey Garcia fight, but just didn't let his hands go, and the rest is history. So here we go now with main event time. Here comes Jeremias Ponce to the ring carrying that Argentinian flag, and he's a big guy at 140, the bigger man against Matias, and he'd be wise to shoot that straight right hand behind his jab sometimes on the outside and not just let Matias in at will at mid to close range. I know Ponce likes to operate at mid to close range. He's one of these tall guys that likes to bang on the inside, and he's good at it. He's got a good left hook up top. He's got a good uppercut. He's a good body puncher, but he'll want to make a slight adjustment to his style tonight and let go of that right hand more behind his jab, and not just jab and then look to dig to the body and look to wing the uppercut and the left hook, but use of his right hand at distance against Matias tonight as the Argentinian makes his way into the ring. So, here's Jeremias Ponce, first world title bout. Bringing that Argentinian flag in. And unlike Alberto Palmetta and Mano Ginobili, this is a real Argentinian. This ain't an Italian, that whose family or whatever escaped after fascism in World War II and then took the little Guinea WAP kid to Argentina, all right? This is your real Argentinian, Jeremias Ponce. He's like Matisse and Maidana. It's not like Mano Ginobili and Alberto Palmetta we just saw. Those are Italians pretending to be Argentinians, let's just say. And I can make that joke because I am Italian, but we'll see. Roet29 said, you're tripping, Matias all the way. I got Matias winning this fight as well. I think Ponce wanting to bang might get him in trouble in this fight, but I can see Ponce winning this fight too with the leaky defense of Matias and the size of Ponce. And he's, it's going to be a war in there tonight. I look forward to calling this action. Matias is about to make the ring now. So, Sakago K says Al Heyman and his boy Sam Watson should consider changing their boxing management ways and start focusing on making their boxers fight on free TV. Well, that was the plan originally, was fighting on free TV on NBC and CBS and Bounce and Spike TV and a few others, if I could, but ultimately it didn't work out. And so back to premium cable with Showtime they went, and obviously Fox too. But the Fox deal has fizzled out a little bit, save for some pay-per-views here and there. It's tough for boxing to gain traction with the mainstream public, when great fights were put on, like Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, they drew 5 to 6 million viewers. When Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia fought, same thing. But you have to keep that kind of consistent level of product to get eyeballs there. And that's not always easy to do in boxing. And, those networks kind of close their doors one by one. And we just all, want what's best for the sport because big fights only get made when guys get paid. So, we want these entities to succeed on the various platforms they have so that they have the budget and to make the big fights. But we got a good hardcore fight tonight for the vacant IBF light welterweight title. Matias and Ponce. Matias got a lot of Boricua flags in the audience tonight. A lot of Puerto Rican flags. Kissing what might be his mother on his way to the ring. Got a lot of family and friends ringside. A lot of Puerto Rican flags at the Armory in Minnesota. And he's a pretty significant favorite tonight. He's like minus 400, which means you'd have to bet 400 to win 100 on him. So Vegas thinks Matias is going to win this fight, even though he's the guy with the L on the record and Ponce's 30-0. 30-0, 20 knockouts, but Matias 18-1 with 18 knockouts, and that one loss was avenged by knockout. So here we go. Rohit saying 29 says, I wish I could watch. I got you, brother. I got you with the round by round. Eric Bell says, Matisse is half Italian, if I'm not mistaken, because I researched on his background a little bit. No, Eric Bell, there you go. See, just making my point. Even Matisse, she's one of these fake, you get out here Argentinian, half. All right, we'll give him half. But what's in it for us? We keep the other half. Matisse, he didn't win a world title. They could keep him. They could keep Matisse. But it's all jokes, by the way, guys. I am from Brooklyn originally, and every now and then I like to whip out the Bensonhurst voice. How's the atmosphere in the Armory looking tonight? Says H2 Drums Kit. Looking good. It always looks good at the Armory. It's like what StubHub was in its prime. It's like the StubHub of Minnesota. There was once a funny little Twitter beef when Marcos Villegas, the Fight Hub, called it the StubHub of the East, and then he got all these people checking him saying Minnesota wasn't in the East Coast, and I was like, you guys know what he meant. But anyways, it does have that StubHub vibe. For sure. Umar Habib says, who do I think would win? In the main event, I think Matias wins, but I feel like you mean another fight for some reason. Jose Vargas, shout out to you, brother, says, let's fucking go in the chat. Trey Drew says, did I grow up with Paulie? No, I didn't. But we're from around the same neighborhood in Bensonhurst. And I have some family members who know him. So my cousin John Boy vaguely knew him in the neighborhood. I left in 98 or actually late 97 when I was just, 6 years old. But still, I'll probably be covering the Teofimo Lopez fight in the Garden. And I love covering fights in the Garden because I get to go back to New York City where I was born. I get to see all my family in Brooklyn. So yeah. Trey Drew, my parents used to go to Sammy the Bull Gravano's restaurant and to his bar and stuff. So, all right, here we go. Jeremias Ponce getting his ring introduction from Jose Marmal, Buenos Aires, Argentina. 30-0, 20 knockouts for Jeremias Ponce. Let me see here. Eric Bell saying, I accept Carlos Monzon and other true, real Argentina boxers as the poster of Argentina boxing. Yeah, and I'm just having fun. I mean, Palmetta's Argentinian. I'm being ignorant kind of on purpose, just to do the Bensonhurst voice. I mean, not saying they're really not Argentinian is like saying I'm not really American because of my original ethnic descent or whatever. I'm just clowning. I just remember as a kid, I was a little bummed out. I was like, look, Mom, look, Ginobili. It's an Italian guy who's really good at basketball. And then they were like from Argentina. And I was like, oh. So, but it doesn't matter. Subriel Matias here from Fajardo, excuse me, Fajardo, Puerto Rico. Dale Boricua in the house. Oye, dale. No, that dale is that Cuban. That's that pit bull. Help me out, Boricuas. Help me with the Boricua slang. Help me out, Papi. Jose Vargas saying, do you like baseball? I mean, I love the Yankees. And I keep up with baseball just to see how the Yanks are doing. Don't love baseball, but I've had my moments, definitely know enough about it. Rowit29 says, not gonna lie, super underrated. Normally I get bored on live streams, but never yours. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. Trying to keep it lively. All right, they touch gloves, and let's get to the fun part of the stream that we all been waiting for, the fight. Here we go. All right, round one set to start from the Armory in Minnesota. Subriel Matias, a significant favorite tonight, but with that leaky defense and fighting a tall, strong, super lightweight, let's see how it goes. Ponce starting off with the jab, starts with the jab again, starts with the jab again. The taller fighter starting with his jab, and a nice left hook to the body by Ponce, but Matias is trying to back him up early, and Ponce, active early, lands a jab, lands another jab to the body. Matias pawing with his left to start, and Ponce shooting that jab in. Matias trying to cut distance, and Ponce let rip in combinations early and then clinching and then pushing Matias off of him in the center of the ring to restart. Right hand over the top by Ponce, and then he brings a left uppercut. Left hook lands on the gloves of Matias, but then he starts with combinations, and an uppercut gets in and an overhand right and a left hook to the body, all for Ponce early on. Matias staying composed like he's expecting this early storm and just wants to get closer to Ponce, but he is eating shots in the first minute. Another left uppercut landing for Ponce. Big left uppercuts landing in the first minute for Jeremias Ponce, starting early off that jab to set up power shots. He is coming to thump. And Matias better get going himself here. Man, a lot of power shot, a lot of those uppercuts landing in just a minute already for Ponce, but Matias not really perturbed by it. Jab to the body, left hook to the body by Ponce. Matias stepping inside, though. Ponce trying to keep the jab on top of Matias and then sweep some shots around the guard. 1-2 down the pipe, and then another jab for Ponce, but Matias just walking through it, tightening it up the defense a little bit, catching these shots a little bit more. Ponce's winging a right hand off the jab, but Matias getting his hands up to block a little bit, but then a double jab by Ponce, and he backs Matias up off that left uppercut. And then a left hook to the body all for Ponce. Ponce is ripping in round one. Left hook to the body and a left uppercut again. And maybe now Matias maybe a little buzz from that. Matias comes back with a left hand to the body and then lets a couple left hooks go up top. But it gets blocked. Left uppercut again lands for Ponce. He's having a hell of a first round. Matias trying to smother on the inside. Ponce with another right hand in close. This is the distance that Matias wants, but the snap on these uppercuts may be surprising him a little bit from Jeremias Ponce. This is the range that Matias is going to want to be at all night, but he's not getting the better of it early. In close, the phone booth, both fighters, Ponce banging away with a sweeping right hand. Matias coming back, but not accurate yet. Left uppercut catching the guard of Matias, and then a sweeping right hand behind it lands. Another left uppercut, just constant uppercuts. And sweeping right hands as well for Jeremias Ponce. 10 seconds left. Matias trying to keep his composure, and his face is reddened a little bit from the constant onslaught of Jeremias Ponce in round one. A big round one for Jeremias Ponce. Good job of Matias, withholding his poise, not visually letting it affect him Those uppercuts and those combinations by Jeremias Ponce, but that was definitely a Ponce round. He's up 10-9. Rude Dog, 2-1-1, putting it perfectly. Damn, Ponce ain't messing around. No, he's not. Thunderlips brother saying Ponce coming strong. Trey Drew saying Ponce throwing bombs. Sakago K said, mark my words, Sean. Ponce is my boy and can pop. Ponce is winning this fight. Yeah, man, this is pretty good. Yeah, he came out with some fire, man. Was throwing some heat in round one. Whew. Milton Doby saying Ponce is snapping punches. Great angles. Strong round for Ponce. We got some great boxing minds in the chat, man. Love to see it. Here we go. Round 2. Matias coming in on the front foot, not deterred. Steps right to Ponce. Matias dipping a nice left hand to the body. Ponce right back with a left hook to the body. They are in nose-to-nose, head-to-head on the inside. Ponce not backing off. Matias not backing off. Who will get the better of it in close? Left uppercut for Jeremias Ponce. Matias trying to come back and sweep a left hook underneath the elbow to the body. Ponce now clinching and banging away with his free right hand. Matias comes back with a right hand, but Ponce might outdog him tonight, how it's looking early. Now Matias rips 2 uppercuts on the inside with his back against the ropes, but Ponce backing him up on the ropes, not letting him get full leverage on those 2 uppercuts. Ponce coming back with a right uppercut and a left hook to the body. Now 2 left uppercuts knock Matias' head up, but Matias with 2 uppercuts back against Ponce, but Ponce with better leverage on the uppercut early. Ponce backing Matias into the ropes and now into the center of the ring, not giving any distance. Left hook to the body by Matias lands. Left hook up top. Matias should start to the body. He's landed a few left hooks to the body. Ponce backing Matias onto the ropes and smothering him, trying to land that left uppercut. Ponce staying smooth, trying to stay calm and composed on this onslaught and find some openings. Nice left uppercut again for Jeremias Ponce. Matias touching the body and then lands a nice jab up top to knock Ponce's head up a little bit. Now Matias blocks the left hook and works in the inside. Nice left uppercut inside by Matias, and he's starting to catch the shots on the inside better now. Nice right uppercut by Matias. Will Ponce, smothering himself in his height, begin to catch up with him as this fight carries on? Matias beginning to find a little bit of a groove midway through the second now. 1-2 down the pipe by Ponce, but it gets blocked a little bit, and Matias comes back with combinations with a 1-2-3. Both guys exchanging uppercuts on the inside. Nice right uppercut by Subriel Matias. Minute left in the second round. Matias now maybe getting himself into the fight. Matias touching with a right hand to the body and then a right uppercut. Back with combinations comes Ponce, but Matias beginning to catch shots better on the gloves and beginning to pick in between the punches of Ponce now with shorter little shots on the inside. Not getting full leverage on him though. Ponce still with better leverage on the punches. 30 seconds left. Very competitive round. 30 seconds left. Oh, nice 1-2 down the pipe by Matias. Or excuse me, by Ponce that time. Excuse me. 2 body shots back underneath by Matias. Another left hook on the inside of the body by Matias. They trade left hooks and Matias gets in better. Another left hook lands for Matias. Another left hook between the exchanges. Punching in between the punches with the shorter left hook was Matias 2 or 3 times. 7 seconds left in the second. And that's a Matias round now. Another left hook makes, the legs of Ponce not looking good there at the end of round 2. And the legs of Ponce not looking good there at the end of round 2. 1 round to 1, 19-19. Matias getting overwhelmed in round 1 and in the first minute a little bit of round 2, but he stayed composed, stayed calm, and he began to land on the inside. Ponce, I tweeted this before the fight, and I'll show you guys after the fight. Ponce just gives up his height at 5'11", and gives it up a little bit too much too early, and it allowed Matias to change the momentum midway through the second round with that short left hook. 19-19. Man. Yeah, I can't row at 29. I'm sorry, brother. I wish I could put a mirror behind me and you could catch the fight or something, but copyright issues like Marvelous Irv saying. But I got you, brother. I'm calling it as good as we can here. Elder Dragon saying, wonderful, wonderful. It is a wonderful start to the fight. Here we go, round 3. And I didn't like the legs there at the end. Round 3. Matias stepping right to Ponce. Ponce trying to back up behind the jab a little bit. And Matias backing him up now, trying to impose himself now after working his way into the fight midway through the second. Matias pushing Ponce back and a little more accurate to start with that left hook. Ponce trying to create distance but can't really do it. That's not what he does. He's a banger. Nice left uppercut by Ponce, but Matias staying on top of him now and letting go of his hands on the inside. Good left hook to the body. Matias letting go of his punches underneath to the body right now. And Ponce clinches, gets in a nice right hand to the body, does Ponce, sweeping it like a right hook. Matias just touching the body. Nice left hook to the body by Ponce with Matias along the ropes. Oh, and a nice right hand, kind of withering it over the top. A right hand by Ponce, and he comes back with the left uppercut. Matias just busy on the inside, touching away with underneath shots. But Ponce getting back to the body now with more snap on his punches than Matias. Nice sweeping right hand and a left hook to the body by Ponce, getting more snap in it as Matias throws some arm punches. Nice borderline left hook to the body there by Ponce, but he eats some combinations up top. Those arm punches by Matias, he'll throw 3 or 4 or 5 at a time and not fully commit to any one shot. Ponce along the ropes, sweeps a left hook to the body, good left hook to the body, but Matias busy with little shots up top. Ponce committing more to his punches than Matias in round 3. But Matias working in underneath with some nice little body shots. Good little left hook to the body. Then a left hook up top by Matias. Another left hook up top by Matias in between Ponce's punches. Ponce banging away on the inside, but a nice double right hand finishing to the body by Matias now. Matias starting to get the better of it on the inside now. Back and forth fight. Oh, double left hook up top by Matias. Ponce coming back with a double left hook, but Matias catching it on the gloves. They both are digging to the body. Short left hook gets in for Matias with 45 seconds left. Constant action in this fight. Double left hook by Matias. Finishes to the body. Now a right hand to the body by Matias. Ponce coming back with a left hook to the body. Right uppercut on the inside for Matias. Right sweeping right hand lands for Ponce as Matias was opening up, but he just ate it. Matias along the ropes with 30 seconds left. He touches with an uppercut. Ponce withering a right hand to the body, but his face is starting to bust up from those short underneath shots by Matias. Ponce wants to whip all his shots, and Matias sometimes will just touch, and then bang. And that allows him to get off a little bit more consistently on the inside here. Matias will touch, and then the sharp shot will come in between them all. Matias finishing hard to the body and then finishes up with a left hook and close, and they dog each other going back to the ropes. I think Matias, man, that was a close round. First half of the round belonged to Ponce. Let's look at the replays by Showtime. Showtime showing a touch uppercut by Matias, a touch left hand, and a combination of a sweeping right hand and a left hook in close, pelting around the face of Jeremias Ponce on the inside. So I'll give that round to Matias, 29-28, but Ponce in the first half of that round got some good work done, especially to the body with his left hook. But on the slow-mo replays, it's Matias who is a little more accurate than Ponce, landing his punches more clean on the chin and catching Ponce's punches on the guard a little bit better there. 2-1 for Subriel Matias. Thunderlip's brother has a 2-1 Ponce. Rude Dog has a 2-1 Ponce. I could see that. The first half of the fight, or first half of the round was Ponce's. I thought the second half was Matias. I gave it to Matias. Here we go in round 4 now. And we got a war here in Minnesota. 1-2 sets up a left uppercut to start for Jeremias Ponce. Matias going to the right hand of the body and touching with the left uppercut up top. Left uppercut lands for Ponce, but little less steam on that one. Now a sweeping right hand in close lands for Matias. Ponce trying to come back with his right hand, but that right uppercut getting in for Matias. Now a left hook in close getting in for Matias. He dips underneath the reply. Matias getting more accurate right here in round 4 in these exchanges. He is touching up Ponce on the inside with uppercuts and left hooks. Ponce with Matias along the ropes now. They're in the clinch. Ponce trying to punch with that free left hand with the uppercut. Digs 2 body shots in on Matias. Matias staying on the inside with Ponce. Good left hook to the body by Ponce, but he eats short little sweeping right hooks and left hooks from Ponce, or from Matias up top. Ponce getting his left hook left uppercut blocked that time by the guard of Matias. And Matias, nice little touch right hand of the body and a nice little left hook up top landing as well. Catching the response by Ponce back on the guard. And his little short shots are splitting the guard on the inside of Ponce here. Ponce getting busted up a little bit in between his punches up the middle and the inside, where the shorter fighter, you know, the 5'8" Matias will have the shorter, more compact punches in there. Ponce trying to commit to each shot more, but these short little underneath shots on the inside are getting to his body and getting up top to him. Nice little touch right hand, sets up a right hand left hook up top for Matias. Ponce coming back in combination as well, but Matias getting the hands up in close a little bit better. And again, this real estate, you think, and it just favors Matias a little bit over the long haul. Yeah, Ponce's getting some good work in, but he's smothering his tall, you know, his frame and allowing Matias to operate in the room he likes to operate. Oh, left uppercut lands for Matias, short inside. Ponce's combination's getting blocked on the inside, and he's eating a lot of leather in between his punches, and on the inside, he's landing some too. But him trying to commit to every shot and get leverage with that tall frame, as Matias sometimes is content to just touch him with arm punches at times. And Matias is getting off better on the inside right now. Little uppercuts, touch uppercuts, landing for Matias right now on the inside. Matias just running his hands sometimes. Again, not fully committing to every shot like Ponce, who wants to get everything on every shot. Matias touch, bang. And he does just that with a left hook. Nice combinations finishing up in the fourth for Subriel Matias. That's a Matias round, and blood is starting to come from the face of Jeremias Ponce. I got this 3-1 Matias, 39-37, Subriel Matias. Rude Dog has it even, 2-2. Rowit has a 3-1 Matias as well. Eric Bell says, do I think Prograis beats either one of these guys at 140? Yeah, I do. I do. Definitely from what I'm seeing. Here's the replay from Showtime on the slow-mo. Short right uppercut landing for Subriel Matias. And forgive me for not calling every shot, guys, but it's a lot of punches being thrown each way. And Matias has this style where he doesn't fully get his body weight into all his shots. He has power, kind of just throwing arm punches. And he doesn't even always finish up the shot. He'll go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Touch, uppercut, bang, bang. He just runs his hands. And he's blessed with some punching power where he doesn't have to commit to every shot to have some pop on it. So here we go in round 5. I got Matias ahead 3-1, and he's got the momentum a little bit after that 4th round. Matias getting right into the inside where he wants it, working his hands to the body and to the head. Ponce coming back, but Matias beginning to be a little bit more active than him and get off more. Ponce, 2 good left hooks to the body, but he eats 2 short left uppercuts and then a sweeping right hand. And the face of Jeremias Ponce is beginning to become swollen around the eyes, and he's got some blood leaking from the nose. He is still giving some good body work in there, but up top he has become less accurate as the high guard of Matias has began to smother some of those shots coming up top, like the uppercut. Showtime has the fight even at 2 rounds apiece. Again, I could see that, but I edged the 3rd to Matias. Good right uppercut with Matias on the ropes now by Ponce, but 2 short left hooks with Matias's back along the ropes. Matias letting go of combinations with his back along the ropes, but Ponce keeping him pinned there. But a couple of right hands to the body get underneath that elbow of now a right hand sets up a left uppercut for Matias in close. Matias is piecing up Ponce with a little more accuracy in close in the phone booth. Left hook sets up a sweeping right hand to the body for Ponce with Matias along the ropes. He's still giving some good work in there, but I just think Matias is getting off a little bit better. Now a couple of body shots with Matias along the ropes land for Ponce. Ponce staying on top of Matias, and Matias works his hands and turns him back on the ropes now after a 1, 2, 3 where the left hook landed. Matias working a chopping right hand to the body and then a left hook up top. Ponce maybe beginning to break down a little bit in the 5th round. Some of these shots having a little bit of effect on his body language. It's a war of attrition of who will break first. Left hook to the body for Ponce off a right hand up top, but his body language and his facial tissue beginning to wear down a little bit. Matias, and nice left uppercut, backs Jeremias Ponce up a little bit. Ponce clinching now, and let's go of a combination. But Matias comes back with a short combination where the left hook finished up the combination. Right uppercut lands on the inside for Matias, and he takes a little baby step back and lands a left hook, but then eats a straight right hand by Jeremias Ponce along the ropes. What a fight. Delivering like they thought. They trade left hooks, but Matias is finishing off. Good body shot, and down goes Jeremias Ponce. Like I told you guys, he was beginning to break. Ponce taking a deep breath, and he's a little tired. That body work has been there all night. I don't know how much he'll hold up. 5 seconds left. He eats a left hand and a combination by Subriel Matias to finish round 5. Ponce may be close to breaking here. The tall top fighter from Argentina takes a deep breath heading back to his corner, but it's been an all-out war through 5 rounds. And like I was calling it to you guys, your boy got the eye. He was getting breaking down a little bit. His right eye is swelling up. He looks a little out of it in his corner, a little exhausted, like he may be close to being broken down physically here. Tall guy trying to get on the inside and bang with Matias. It worked good for him in the first round. And some of you gave him the third round, but really after that first round, I think it's worked against him a little bit, like I predicted heading into the fight. So yeah, Matias with some beautiful uppercut, left hook combos, just touching, working his hands on the inside and combinations. And the kind of guy who gets a lot of knockouts from combination punching and putting them together, not a one-punch guy. Oh, and that's it. They stopped the fight. Ponce will not come out after the 5th round, and that will do it for tonight. Ponce will retire on his stool after the 5th round, and that goes down as a 6th round RTD, a 6th round TKO, if you will, maybe. You could call it too. RTD, retired in the corner. But the new IBF super lightweight or light welterweight, however you like to call it, the new IBF champion at 140 pounds, Subriel Matias from Puerto Rico, 19-1, 19 knockouts. He keeps the 100% KO ratio, and he wins the fight tonight. Tough fight in the opening bell. Jeremias Ponce hit him with a lot of uppercuts in round 1, took the fight right to him, never stopped coming. But around the 4th round, Matias began to break him, and then he knocks him down in the 5th round, and Ponce doesn't come back. He takes the 30-0. He takes the O from Ponce. And shout out to the island of Puerto Rico tonight. You got a new world champion in Subriel Matias. Hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fight. Hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Rohit said, called it. Yeah, I did call it. Yeah, I did call it. I tend to do that. Guys. You know, allow me to be a douche brag for a minute, because when you brag, you're a douchebag. So I'm being a douche brag, but it is what it is, you know. Great fight while it lasted, says Milton Doby. Absolutely. Thunderlips says, awesome job, though, Sean. Thanks again, bro. Thunderlips, that was you, right? Who said who originally wasn't tuned in, but then you said you were going to tune in. I'm happy you did, man. Fight was worth it. Sonia Dumas said, it's over. That's what's up, Sonia? Good to see you. We missed you throughout the fight. Hell of a fight. And Matias got the job done. Final punch stats. 400 punches thrown by both guys through just 5 completed rounds, 80 punches around by both fighters. Man, and they took the graphic down, but Matias outlanded Ponce, but Ponce landed 111 punches. So over 100 punches land through just 5 rounds and 80 punches thrown per round by both fighters. That was a 5-round shootout, and Matias comes out on top. I don't think Matias would beat Regis Prograis. I don't think he beat the winner of Teofimo Lopez and Josh Taylor. I think the winner of Lopez and Taylor and Regis Prograis are the top of the division. And I think Matias is more like Alberto Puello on the second tier of the 4 champions. You know, the first tier is the winner of Teo and Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis. And the second tier is Alberto Puello and Subriel Matias, you know, with the WBA and the IBF titles. So they might unify the WBA and IBF titles, both fighting on Showtime PBC. That'd be a good fight. Let's see what Alberto Puello offers us against Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero is a bigger draw than Alberto Puello, a funner personality, you know, than just about anybody. So Rolly winning that fight against Puello would shake the division up, make the division a little more spicy. we'll see if he can pull it off against the Dominican Puello next month, or excuse me, in April. So, Weedy Gonzalez, good to see you, Weedy. Where were you all day, man? I saw you in the Showtime preliminary chats, but I didn't see you. I didn't see you in my chat, brother. I better see you in the Tommy Fury. I hope I see you tomorrow for the live chat, brother. I missed you. Highness. What's up, Highness? Didn't see you in the chat enough throughout, man. Good to see you, Highness. Good to see AJ. Raphael 32 said you would have think he'd continue to fight. Matias broke him down. Yeah, man. I wish I could do screen share right now. I wanna flex with my tweet before the fight. Maybe I can do that. Let me see. Nope, can't do it. But that was the real you, Weedy. Yeah, it was. It was me. It was. I saw it. I just left after I saw your comment and thought it was funny. No, that was me. Yeah, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the round by round. This was one for the hardcores tonight. And tomorrow afternoon is the opposite of for the hardcores. That shit is for the money when we do Tommy Fury, Jake Paul. But I need my hardcores to hold me down tomorrow in the chat. You know, keep the boxing IQ high in the chat tomorrow for Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, and Lunga Makabu against Badu Jack for the WBC Cruiserweight. So, oh, Highness, you were locked in. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for being locked in while you were. I was listening to you do your thing, Sean. See you tomorrow for Fury. Oh, see you tomorrow, Sonia. Have a good night, and I look forward to seeing you back in the chat tomorrow. It's my money. Hope you enjoyed it, brother. And yeah, man, that was a good fight. That was a good fight. Went the way I thought it would. Let me flex with the tweet I had before the fight. Dun, 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 dun. Let me see here. Aha. All right. I don't know if we can see that. Wait. Jesus, that's... No, not really. Hold on. Hold on. No. Yes! Ha ha ha! But it's backwards, so it doesn't matter. For those... For you evil demonic people out there who were taught to read backwards, enjoy the tweet. Enjoy the brilliant tweet that was. No, I'm just... Oh, wait, is it not? Anyways, I'll read it. It says, Jeremias Ponce at 5'11" is a really tall super lightweight. He's got a jab. But the problem is he doesn't really dictate behind his reach. He likes to bang, and that could cost him with Matias. He'll let Matias fight at the range he's comfortable at, mid to close range. So, that's what happened. And that's why I'm the boy sitting in this illustrious FightHype Las Vegas headquarters chair right here, doing the round by round, because I had that kind of insight for you lovely people in the chat. So, I guess we'll call it a night. And if nothing else, part of me kind of hopes Tommy Fury pulls it off tomorrow, because if Tommy Fury wins tomorrow, I can end the stream fittingly playing Undisputed with Tyson Fury. But if he loses, and I do think Jake Paul is going to win, I don't know if I can stretch it to including Tyson Fury at the end of the stream on Undisputed. We'll see. Yeah. So what time tomorrow, Highness? We're gonna probably go early, man. Maybe as early as 11 or 10:30 West Coast time. So, well, 11 West Coast time. I usually don't start with the card. Now, I'm not gonna commentate all those undercard fights. I'm gonna commentate the Badu Jack Makabu fight, and obviously Paul and Fury. And before that, I just appreciated if you guys could keep the discussion going and we could just talk boxing for an hour or two. And then once we get to the co-main, which is the world title fight that day, you know, then let's lock in and call the fight like we did the main event tonight. But I hope to catch you guys tomorrow then. See you tomorrow, Marvelous. Yep, see you tomorrow, guys. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Have a good one. And, we close with the shadow boxing. So Tommy Fury's thing is going to be the jab in and out, keeping his hands down, constantly feinting like Tyson, doing his best Tyson Fury impersonation, double jab. I do think he'll land the jab. And then Jake Paul is just going to be, with his awkwardness, keeping his left hand down sometimes and hella leaning in with his front foot and the jab to the body and somehow not getting countered. It just doesn't happen. The man is blessed with luck. Jake Paul will jab to the body like that, like please come up, but But it works. The man gets low enough that it doesn't get countered. You know, maybe I'm hating there. Maybe on the low, it's really the Andre Ward jab, because Andre Ward would get down there, and that shit would never hit. You know, maybe I gotta call. Maybe Jake Paul watched a lot of Andre Ward, because they are not coming over the. They're falling short when he does that bullshit, and it works. And then he motherfucker keeps doing that shit down there long, and then wha-bam, and then the right hand comes. That's his booby trap, and then he throws some weird. He doesn't even really have a left hook or anything outside the right hand, but it just works. It just works. He's resourceful. He just musters some shit on the inside, and then at some point that goddamn right hand is gonna land. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Paul and Fury. Have a great night. Take care, everybody.